Hello, Internet! This is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9001, your bi-weekly place to have your soul crushed. I'm your host, SneakyDevil, and we're joined by Fanfcition and Atin. Now, we're just gonna get right on into it, because we got some awful shit for you today. So, as always, do not contact any of the people featured in the podcast, and the links to all the stories can be found in the Discord down below, which is the big old Discord button. You just gotta click on that picture. Bada bing, bada boom.
Cool.
Good. I hope
good
for
shit.
Doctor Who fanfic. I don't know enough about Doctor Who to really read fanfic about it.
I know some about Doctor Who, but
I mean,
stopped
I
caring
watched
about that
one
freaky,
season.
freaky fandom a long time ago.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, hey, I might actually get hired.
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, probably not. Rinnegan Rose. Naruto wasn't what everyone thought he was. He wasn't an idiot. He wasn't a prankster. But most importantly...
good. We have one of these stories.
Most importantly, he wasn't the orphan everyone thought he was. Naruto hid many things behind a mask. But when a new girl comes to Konoha, Naruto will reveal everything. Including his lilac eyes. Rinnegan Naruto.
Is there a reason you're doing a shitty Admiral Snack Bar voice?
It's a
You
trap!
sound like Admiral Akbar.
I think he just shut him up.
Naruto times small harem of 4 girls. Gender bending, no yaoi. Rewrite of my old Naruto Rinnegan story.
Oh boy, it's a rewrite! I can't wait to look at these walls of text! I hate myself. I swear, every time I do this show, I want either Sneaky or our story. I want one of our stories to post a new chapter, just so that people can read something fucking good that at least has been edited.
Hey, I mean, like,
funny.
both of
You
us
think
have
our stories are good? That's
I think they're edited.
heartening.
I think they're edited.
No, you said so people can read
You're
something
right.
good that's
I
edited.
did say good. I retract good and replace it with edited.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
I did just update my story Monday.
Oh, so there was a new chapter. I wasn't crazy yesterday.
No, there was a new
Okay.
chapter.
Yeah, because I was checking the story sets. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, so that was the new chapter, and it's, yeah. Yep. As I said in the author's note for that intro of that chapter, I'm like a drunk monkey bashing my face on the keyboard, and yet I'm still producing better quality
That
content.
is insulting to monkeys everywhere.
Have we ever given the same treatment to our own work? You need to actually edit fanfics, and maybe you should read your fanfic to us. No. It just wouldn't be the same. I'm overly critical of my own work, and I would probably just be very silent on stream as I read over a sentence I've written, and I'll just mull over it for like the next hour. Max knows what I'm talking about. Right, Max? Max? Is everyone dead?
No, I'm here.
Okay, so just Max is dead. Got it. Everyone, press F. Max is rip. Have we ever given the same treatment to our own works? Yeah. Max has died from shame, indeed. But yeah, no, I'm actually very overly critical, and it wouldn't be very enjoyable for anyone, because I would just sit there and I would like read certain parts out, I'd be like, well, no, I can actually do it like this. No, it's dumb when you write about this. What if I did like this? It just doesn't work out. Yeah, now, if you want to yourself go on down, you can find it at click on the trash can, and you'll be linked to our fanfiction profile, and you guys can look in our works and leave reviews on those works and tell us how terrible they are, because they're pretty bad.
For the record, we're fully aware they're bad. Both of our stories are massive shitposts.
Yeah, neither of us are saying they're amazing stories. Just better than this, though. I will say that is a statement I will make. Better than this. No, we're pretty fucking awful. Don't get us wrong, lad. Oh, we lost
Anyway,
Bake.
moving on.
Oh, bye, Bake. Letting the Twitch chat read it. I mean, yeah, go off and review our works, my dudes.
Yeah,
Hey, moving
please. We need reviews.
As I do with most my story first chapter, I will point out grammar is not my strong points. Also, I wish to apologize now for language butchering I do in the story, as I use Google Translate. So there's fair chance that some of the words are incorrect and more likely wrong, so I'm sorry to anyone who actually speaks Japanese. It's a fucking wall of text, Jesus Christ. Sasuke was always under a henge. What? There's a new student joining us today. What? How come How come they haven't had to be here for any of the other crap? They can just come in and join our class a week before graduations. Lord Kiba Inzuka. I mean, yeah, that's actually a fair point. Why exactly are they being added to the class roster right before graduations?
I was going to say, that is indeed a good point.
Hello, Bakey. It's Fanfcition, yes. Yeah, so the author did mention that Naruto's harem was going to be gender-bended people, and that Sasuke is a gender-bended henge of Saskarina, or whatever the author decides to butcher that person's name with today. So, because Kiba, she only just came to Konoha recently and was supposed to join class after graduation, but she insisted in joining now. Where's she from? She from Suna. You can ask instead of me questions.
Now, instead of asking me questions, you can ask her. That is indeed correct English, even if there is zero punctuation.
Gaia-chan! Naru-kun!
Sneaky, do you need to, do you got something you need to say there?
This is Gara.
Yep.
What's wrong? What I miss? What did I just walk
This
into?
is gender bent Gara, who's for some reason transferred from Suna to Konoha and is now currently graduating with Naruto.
I'm sorry, what? What
You heard us!
Maybe I should eat my dinner downstairs tonight.
Oh no, you don't! You're stuck here with us!
I need to shout, Khan! Khan!
How old are these kids supposed to be?
10? 12? 12-ish, I think. Something like that.
12 or 13. That's a very early bloomer by Japan standards then.
Anyway, so, yeah, that's the thing. You're here for Naruto, Baka? Questioned Sakura. Gaia's smile dropped. What you call him? Questioned Gaia in dangerous tone. Naruto, Baka. At speeds no one had seen from him, Naruto was in front of Gaia's hand in his own. She looked at him with a slight dusting of pink on her cheeks, only to see him shake his head. Gaia looked a little sad and stepped back, holding her arms apart and doing the puppy dog eyes no jutsu. Boy, I wish every author that ever mentioned this in a non-comedic fashion was dragged out into the streets. and things occurred to them.
I'm sorry, but God, that hurt my soul.
Why are they using a Greek name for Gara? Because reasons. Also, it wasn't even my fault this time. It was completely
No, that one was 100% my fault, and I will apologize. But my soul demanded something that would make me feel better, and it could find nothing, so it settled for inflicting pain on other people.
Good old Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9001. Guaranteed to give you, what's that, hearing,
An
element?
aneurysm? Tinnitus?
Tinnitus! Also, aneurysm? What's that hearing-based thing? Aneurysms!
I mean,
Sounds
if
right.
they listen to this show enough, they'll have an aneurysm. That would be a hearing-based aneurysm.
That's true enough.
Only on the technicality. Something I'm sure the courts will be very interested in. Yes,
That's kind of correct.
I'm sure the courts will be very interested to hear that technicality, Atin.
The courts can suck my dick.
I mean, they
That
might.
was a clean audio sample, just so you know.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. I missed you, Naru-kun. I missed you more, Gaia-chan.
No, I missed you, Gaia-chan. I missed you more, Naru-kun. You got it out of order.
Are you two done? No, but the rest can wait. They're also 12 guys. So this author's like a pedophile. So.
Yeah.
If they are 10 years old, hot chick should not be something you say about her, but she also shouldn't have C-cup breasts either. I really can't comment on that. Author's a pedo. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, the kids should be 12 or 13 here.
Yeah,
since they're graduating, but
they graduate at 12 to 13, and then about 2 years pass in.
they normally become shunin after 2 years in the field.
No, what I'm saying is, in canon, around 2 years pass by the end of part 1, and then part 2 starts with Naruto being 16 to 17.
Yeah.
And the series ends with him being 18. So, yeah, they're 12. Unless the author is underage as well, then I guess they can get away with it. I mean, it's still pedophilia. 17 will get you 20.
Wait, no, if the author's underage, how does that still make it... What?
It's still child pornography.
You're aware those words aren't the same, right? They're interchangeable.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. They're connected, but they're not the same.
I know, but it's due to precedent before, it's still considered distributing child pornography, even if the person doing the distributing of said thing is underage themselves.
Bake Kitsune, save yourself the trouble. Don't start Detective Conan. That's like 700 plus episodes, I think.
Yeah.
It very quickly eclipsed the likes of Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto.
Wait, we're reading smut fanfic? I mean, we might be.
Not intentionally?
Not intentionally.
I really hope... Sorry, what's the rating on this story?
You know what? I think you're all pissing... It's a teen. You're all pissing me off. He undid his transformation, and now he has this totally cool, basically Assassin's Creed ripoff stuff, okay? Outside now, he orders everyone with his Rinnegan. Oh, poor Dobie thinks he can beat me. Rules Dobie, anything goes, mutt. Began, and then Naruto kicks the shit out of Kiba. Blah,
Should
blah,
Iruku be stopping
blah.
this from happening in the middle of his classroom?
No, because everyone just jumped outside when he told them to jump outside. So they're all outside now. Duh.
Hold
blah,
on, let me just
blah.
use my helm of teleportation to move us 50 feet. Couldn't we just walk? Why?
Blah,
what
blah, 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 blah. I'm not Adobe.
A bunch of
You can't kick me.
crappy fight scenes.
Yep, boom. Yep, knew it was Garb. Okay, our first chapter over. Tell me what you bad think. Think God bad, terrible. It's God bad. Alright, thank you, author, for dumping this absolute garbage upon us. I appreciate your dedication to releasing absolute useless garbage. 120k words of it. Alright, so that should have been in Just Fucking Dumb. I didn't realize how dumb that was. So I already had a Just Fucking Dumb story lined up, and so, yeah. So let's get this torture on, and then we'll move on to a different story section.
Oh, yay.
So this is Blade Princess in Academia.
I'm already not liking you.
So now the
17 and 10, Sneaky. This is a record.
The thing here is this person has written 53 stories. They have written over 1 million words.
And they haven't figured out how not to do walls of text.
Every single one of their stories is exactly like this. So anyway, after final battle with Angor Manu, something happened and Shiro was sent to another world.
How recent is this story of theirs? Like,
Published March 2016, updated May 25th.
Yep.
oh my god.
Something happened and Shiro was sent to another world in Ilya's body with all the abilities and more in a world of heroes, villains, and other people with strange power called quirks. In this world, Shiro will try and make her dream of becoming a hero a reality. Fem Shiro gender bender entertaining Avengers cross arc.
Boy, that's a lot of words. All of them make me angry.
Blade Princess in Academia Chapter 1, Blade Princess and the Deku begins. The main pairings are Shiro, Amelia, times Izuku, with a few other boys paired later for a reverse harem. I will admit, that's the first. That is the first.
I have no words. Currently.
I have hatred in my soul, which is mostly related to this.
Amelia is a powerful but not overpowered character who will be a fusion of Shiro, Archer, and Ilya. And the character is based off of a safer for work doujin called Heaven's Failure.
Could just call it a fan comic. I'm just saying. Didn't have to put all that in.
I actually want to see what the fuck Heaven's Failure is.
Well, as long as it has nothing NSFW in it, might be worth taking a look at.
Yeah, it looks to be safe to look at. An alternative story of what happens after Heaven's Feel. It straight up is Shiro ends up in Ilya.
Wait, I'm sorry. Shiro what?
So, because of the sacrifice Ilya made and blah blah blah, Shiro wishing blah blah blah, soul manipulation, blah blah blah, death and destruction, you know how Heaven's Feel works, right? Supposedly, this goes off of the idea that Ilya, with her last act, put Shiro into her body. Because her soul was disintegrating and Shiro's body was disintegrating.
Huh.
This is
Ow.
supposed to be a Japanese comedy. Alright, I'll bite. It's got 5 volumes. I'll
I'm
bite.
sorry. This is a comedy?
I'm afraid to ask.
It's got a 9.3 rating.
Oh
Damn.
my god.
Okay.
All right, Sneaky. Is it safe for work? Like let the stream
No, it's
sing.
actually safe for work. Yeah.
That's what I'm
Is there
saying. So let
anywhere-
the stream sing.
No,
Can I just
it's
download this somewhere?
yeah. I'll
so that I
I'll
can
just drop the link to it. In the Discord.
This looks like it's completely safe.
Yeah. Anyway, so now that we've actually gotten good quality material out of it, let's see how they butcher it. Holy shit!
Sneaky, what's the one from the Urukai? Oh yeah, meat's back on the menu, boys.
Walls of text, 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 more walls of text, just walls of text. Someone dropped the baby.
What?
Uh-huh.
What?
What just happened? What just occurred?
If I had to guess where the powers of this world came from, somebody dropped the baby that first spread the powers to the world. What? Don't tell me all of this is backstory. I mean, it's probably, but
I'm just gonna go back to eating. This is...
You know what? I'm gonna just power level people in Fire Emblem Heroes because that's less painful for my soul.
Walls of text, 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 more walls of text. Holy sweet Jesus, these walls of text are just walls of text. Oh, and then he summons his reality marble.
Author, you have to break up the walls of text.
I then knew to raise my arms as large number of swords came from the ground to be replaced with new blades, and those that rose rained down from on All Might for him to say, Alaska Smash! Is that a thing?
I don't think Alaska. I know there's Detroit Smash.
I don't think he ever had an Alaska anything. Because part of the problem is that all the smashes are not states, they are capitals. If I'm remembering correctly.
Then he ran to the center of the area and slammed him into the ground with the punch that broke all the swords. Then I watched in shock as around me my reality marble shattered. I then asked, Emerald, can I change to one more time? It said, yes, but we have 45 seconds left to use it. Let's see what Berserker can do. I then changed into a nurse's outfit.
Okay, so this is under the assumption, I guess, that Zelrich made a third Kaleido stick.
Yes.
Great. Great.
Hulk smash, bad story. Oh. Oh, Shiro Muyo, why are you tainting Tenchi Muyo, an amazing anime, with your shit fucking writing? Jesus Christ, anyway, okay. I promised we would move on from this, so now we're moving on from this. So let's see, we already did some Naruto stories, so let's get some non-Naruto stories, even though this one says Daddy in it. Princess of the Swarm.
Oh God, why?
That one sounds familiar.
It should. I made fun of it with you guys earlier. Is there House of Cards fanfics? I mean, there certainly are. I don't know House of Cards at all, so I wouldn't even know what to make fun of. Besides, just being generally awful. She was hot, but that's pretty much all to it. The show wasn't that good for her. Oh, She-Hulk, yeah. Anyway. Born after the End War as a frail, half-human to an apathetic mother, our heroine must work around her inherent weakness as a half-Zerg, half-human hybrid to earn a place in the swarm and in the heart of her mother, Overlord Zagra. When she is sent to a newly charted world, by the way, yes, Zagra gave birth to her. Just hold that mental image in your mind.
So here's the thing that I'm not getting.
Yes.
This is implying that Zagara
Yep.
found a human
No.
or a Protoss
She had the sex.
and banged him,
Yes.
which would never happen with any like Zerg queens in general, but Zagara especially.
Also,
For crying out loud, she repeatedly tried to steal control of the swarm from Kerrigan because Kerrigan wasn't a pure Zerg.
Yeah. Also, I want to point out that
precedents have already been set.
yeah. I also want to
So
point
the odds
out
of Zagara, like now I could just one night Tassadar got wasted in the interest of improving Protoss Zerg relations or some bullshit.
I would also like to point out that that author that art's actually fairly decent, which is disappointing. I'd like to point out that Zerg don't have anatomical birthing organs.
I mean, technically the queens can produce eggs.
Yes, but that's an egg production chamber inside their torsos. That's...
Yeah, yes, I'm just saying, technically they do. But all they do is puke those eggs out onto creep, and then they use psychic commands to turn them into whatever they want.
Yeah, yeah. Bye, Calvin. But that's not a that's not a I can stick my dick in this and get a child out of it chamber. That's
I was gonna say,
yeah.
because you want to know what comes out of the massive slit in the front of her? Banelings. Banelings come out of that. Also, it has teeth. What is wrong with you?
Yeah. When she is sent to a newly charted world to defeat the feral inhabitants and prove herself. Okay, well, if they're feral inhabitants of Zerg, if they're feral Zerg, which is what I'm assuming they are.
I'm sorry. This is beautiful. We're gonna sidetrack for a minute.
No.
Here's a quote from 27-year-old David Cage, a year before he founded founding Quantic Dream.
Oh.
I know writers who use subtext, and they're all cowards.
Subtext. As in, like...
Max, I am filled with too much unrelenting hatred for David Cage. Please explain this to Sneaky.
David Cage does not know what subtext is. His stories also have absolutely nothing that makes sense to them.
Oh,
So either
is
you
that,
get it or you
Is
don't.
that,
He's the man behind Heavy Rain,
Okay,
Non-Two Soul,
Heavy Rain and Fahrenheit,
Prophet.
also
And
known
Detroit
as
Become Human.
Prophecy.
Yeah.
What was the shitty one he did at the very start?
Omicron?
Omicron, the Nomad Soul,
Yeah.
and Beyond Two Souls.
No.
And just recent.
Oh, I don't think Sean knows. David Cage is not overrated. He's a meme unto himself in many a circle.
No one here actually likes David Cage or thinks he's talented. I find his work entertaining for all of the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
laugh
think
at him, not
I think
with him.
the only piece of his work I think I looked at that I was like, actually, this was a pretty okay written story, was Heavy Rain. And that's
Sean!
and that's only relatively compared to his other three works. Sorry, now four
I was gonna say, let's talk about. We're gonna take a side. You know what, Sneaky? We're gonna talk about bad fan fiction and David Cage, because David Cage is essentially bad fan fiction. We're gonna talk about how spoilers for how old is Fahrenheit Max? It was like what?
I don't know. Early 2000s. It's at least a decade, I think.
Yeah, it's like a decade old. Spoilers.
Why are you asking me? Sorry.
So it starts out with a magic murder mystery, which is okay. This is kind of interesting, and you play both the detectives and the murderer. So, oh, hey, this is kind of cool. We're both hiding things from ourselves and then trying to find them. Cool. This is actually a fairly interesting story dynamic. And then you get halfway through the third act, and suddenly there's a sentient AI that's manifesting outside of computers.
No, Atin, you are forgetting a lot of steps that happened.
You're right.
In the first act,
ahead.
Ghost flees.
Okay,
main character's apartment starts attacking him.
Yes.
There's a Mayan prophecy involved. There's sentient AI. Random Matrix flying kung fu fighting happens.
Don't forget the
twice.
angels.
Oh yeah, flying stone angels, Sneaky. In case you were interested.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Heavy Rain sucked. I was fine
And
with it up until the ending.
at the end of all of it, he fulfills the Mayan prophecy.
Oh boy.
And goes to don't forget
necrophilia.
dead reanimated corpse sex.
Yeah, necrophilia, just straight up.
Okay.
And somehow they produced a kid.
Oh.
Don't
okay.
think about that too hard.
No, I won't. Don't worry about that. Hello, Commander Root.
I would know. I would
no.
love to see into the mind of David Cage to see those hamster wheels spinning.
Anyway.
Max, I think that's insulting to hamsters. I think it's more like a broken treadmill.
The conquest of nature. At least it isn't the conquest of bread. Ha ha! Because we all know how that story ends. I made a communism joke. The walls, floor, and ceiling were made of biomass. Damp, living, and healthy. The rounded, smooth architecture liked to shift and stretch itself in certain areas. Given this, it maintained its shape with diligence. She walked on the living floor on 2 feet, all of her breathing, vocal, and eating orifices. She's a fucking human. That's what this author's trying to do. They're trying to describe what a human looks like as if the reader base wasn't also a human.
Aha! You have caught me. I am secretly a hydralisk.
I knew it! That explains your ability as a Dota!
That sounds... Actually, I got a legit question. Would hydralisks with opposable thumbs be a much bigger threat than they currently are?
No.
Oh, God, yes.
Okay.
Assuming they kept the ability to throw giant bone spears.
I mean, honestly, they're not. I mean, like, the opposable thumbs would make them reduced effectiveness. Because those fucking scythes, man, are literally, like, plasma sabers in of themselves.
Yeah, no, but Sticky, I'm imagining slightly less than vestigial, like, T-Rex-style arms that they can use. Like, they're like, hidden under the giant spikes of dew.
Okay, yeah, but still, what would be their purpose? What would they do?
They could use technology.
Okay, well... Zerg don't have technology, my dude. They have biotech.
Yeah, okay, but imagine a hydralisk hijacking a siege tank.
It couldn't. It's bigger than the siege tank.
Where is your god now?
It literally couldn't. It's bigger than the siege tank. If you wanted to have Zerg driving siege tanks around, you would need to replace those little claws on Zerglings with opposable hands. So now the Zerglings can drive the siege tanks around.
I was gonna say, now I'm thinking about a Zergling wearing a little siege tank trooper hat, and it is adorable.
I'm sorry. Now I'm just thinking we'll just equip the Zerglings with opposable thumbs. That'll show them.
Who's driving the siege tanks? The Zerglings! They've captured them! Excuse me, fucking what?
How did you let this happen?
All I can think about is Meg's face. Who's piloting those siege tanks? Is it Raynor? No, sir. It's the Zerglings.
Puppy
Drop
dog
cigar.
Zerg just pops out the top of the tank, panting. It's like, fucking what? Holds out a sword. Drive closer, I wish to hit them with my sword.
Meanwhile, Kerrigan is off to the side just screaming at Abathur.
Anyway, as
What
amusing
did
as that
you
sort of
do?
story
I
would be.
determined it was an evolutionary advantage to let them drive siege tanks. It's increased their lifespan by 300%.
Oh my god. How to make Zerg scarier? Give a bunch of no names on the internet time and thoughts.
I mean, just space battles. Anyway, blah blah blah. She's a Zerg-like humanoid. Public awaits you, little one. They carried a hint of sarcasm. Humanoid man. He was Terran. Okay, it's fucking Stukov. Mom holds a summit every 200 days. All of the senior broodmothers are in that main hall. And why do you think Zagra wants
They
you
don't
in
need
there?
to physically be there. They have a psychic link. Kerrigan could say, "Get me a cold beer from across the galaxy," and every broodmother would hear it.
As
'Cause
Abathur
that's
would
how
say,
a psychic link works.
as Abathur would say, talking inefficient. It's just. I just. You should kill your mom if she gets too big for you. Oh, that's what I love about you, Alexi. Always so serious about that matricide.
Okay. That's probably a comment in line with what Alexi would make, though.
I mean, yes, but
Like,
still.
Alexi was a ruthless motherfucker before he became a half-Zerg crabman. Being made into a half-Zerg crabman was, well, it didn't do anything for his moral compass. I'll put it that way.
I feel like that's putting it lightly.
Abathur described me the other day. He called me engineered obsolescence.
There's such a dick. Every time he shows up in something, he is such a cunt.
Oh, he's a gigantic asshole.
Oh god, this. I can't even like read this out loud. The dialogue is just so cringy. It's. We're moving the fuck on. I'm not reading this. This is. No.
You picked it, you read it.
Fuck you. We're going with this shit. The new King of Darkness.
Oh, really? Really? You want to go from this to something that edge-tastic? We are 40 minutes into this show, and I'm ready to quit.
Woo, woo.
And the Gundam Unicorn soundtrack is not doing anything to improve my mood.
For every queen, there must always
Well, not
be
with
a
that
king.
attitude.
One that is the true, undisputed ruler. Well, that's a bit sexist. Salem once had a king, but betrayed him long ago for his power by placing a powerful curse on him. But before he was banished from her side, the king swore his vengeance, that a successor would take his place and cast her from the world of the living. This is the new King of Darkness. John
Boy.
times Pyrrha times Team Ruby.
Oh, it's a super harem.
It's a super harem. It was actually updated 3 days ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And
Sneaky, should we just ignore the stupidity of the first chapter? Should we just jump straight to chapter 4?
no, because I want you guys to read these numbers off and then cry your soul out. 4 chapters, 37,000 words. Started in 2017, July 7th, updated May 26th. 737 favorites, 887 follows.
Why am I supposed to cry about that?
Because it's a pure Ruby story.
And there's lots of trash in this section.
Yeah, I'm just saying that this story got multiples of 10 more attention than your story did.
Could you not do that? Why are you just being a dick about it?
But A, that's a pure Ruby story, not a crossover. And B, we already know that people will like trash. We've seen it time and again in this.
So why don't
show,
people like your
Sneaky.
story?
It's not trashy enough, apparently.
Apparently you need to trash it up
Yeah,
more.
I was gonna say we don't have a pseudo harem in ours, unlike yours.
I don't have any hairums!
Really, not according to your fans, bitch.
My fans are on cocaine!
I'm just saying, if you really want to go there, lots of more people like your stories than way more people like your story than ours. And yours is definitely trashier. So it's just
Yes.
proof that ours is in fact not trash.
No, that's amusing. That's like saying, look at these 2 pieces of shit. And look at that shit. It's more runny. Therefore, our shit is not shit.
Ours is a more palatable shit.
What is this conversation?
Fuck you.
Blame Sneaky, he started it.
Anyway, but to do so, he must be a willing successor. He must be willing to embrace the darkness and forever forsake the light.
What? I'm sorry, did this person hijack the Kingdom Hearts writing team?
But who would be so willing to embrace darkness? And for what reason?
No,
would he do
Sneaky,
so?
Sneaky. If you're gonna say darkness in a funny way, you have to sound like Xehanort.
I don't know what the fuck that
Does
is.
Sneaky know how to sound like Xehanort?
Max, find a clip for the man.
Ugh.
It was your idea. You find it.
Ah, fine.
This is an experiment of something that popped into my mind after rewatching Hellsing Ultimate and Castlevania. It's not accurate, as I'm pretty sure
Max?
there's no Grim King.
Max,
What?
I put 1x into the search bar for Google to start typing Xehanort.
But I am
Google
experimenting.
changes based on the person.
For the pairings, I'm thinking a harem. Arcos, obviously. It's my choice of
Except
pairing.
I don't know why XXX Tentacon Everybody Dies in Their Dreams is showing up. I don't even know what that is.
I managed to find a Total War land before time crossover. Why? Isley, why? Also, hello Isley. Stars at last, light of arc and wanderer as dust piles on them. Yes, Stares at stories we aren't writing anymore. Uwu. So please read and tell me if you think I should continue this like my other stories.
I think you should jump off a bridge, author.
A figure draped in a long cloak of black and red, encased in an armor of pure darkness. kneeled on the floor as his blood slowly dripped from his form. The man, if he could be considered as such, was a tall man, with long dark hair and blood-red eyes with a black sclera instead of white. His skin was a deathly pale and his teeth were elongated to resemble fangs, and he had elf ears. Despite these features, many would consider him handsome, as he appeared to be a man of nearly 20 years of age, but for the moment he was bloodied and weakened as he breathed in shallow breaths, and his blood leaked across the floor. He looked up as he stared at the woman before him, features like his own, minus the fangs and elongated ear. He chuckled as crimson blood leaked from his wounds with traces of silver. "Et tu, Brute?" Just kidding. "So this is how it's going to be. I'm usurped by my own queen. Such an insult to a being like myself," the man declared even as he grinned. "The war is over. The humans have won. Your tactics have failed us. The Grimm need a new ruler to guide them. One that will ensure our master's intention and eradicate humanity." Really? So we're already pulling we're already pulling there's a bigger bad behind the big bads joke? Okay. Alright, sure, fine.
Apparently so.
"It's time the queen takes the board and usher the darkness that our master desires," she said as the man scoffed. "You know nothing, Jon Snow, of what he wants. He left us long ago to stand by his brother's side. We are nothing to him, and you are nothing to him. Do it." She glared at it as she let go. "The Grimm no longer serve you, beloved. My spell as turned them against you, thanks to the power your blood granted me. They will follow my will and my will alone. To them, you're nothing more than a lowly worm," she said as the man suddenly grew angry. "You dare insult me? Me? I am the King of Darkness, the true ruler of the Grimm. It was I who gave you my blood to become what you are now. To treat me as a lowly worm is to insult your master. You are a joke, while I am so much more than you could ever hope to be. Strike me down and I shall become greater than ever before, Salem."
Really? Really? We're ripping off Kenobi now?
I'm pretty sure Sneaky's just adding shit in again.
Yeah, I just added that in. I thought it would make the scene better, honestly.
I mean, kind of.
Blah, 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 blah. The Grimm pounced and ripped his arms off, but he did not cry in pain as he felt no such feelings. Dark red shadows spilt from the stump before a whole new arm grew in place. However, the wounds at his side, laced with silver, still lingered. See, if this were to happen to you, you would be squirming on the floor in agony. Whereas I can never feel pain, I can never die. These wounds I have now will soon fade away when my power returns. But you, on the other hand, you can die, he says. He chuckled hauntingly. Salem, however, didn't seem to care as she raised her hand. This guy is edgy vampire of the night, as opposed to the edgy vampire of the day, indeed. You may not feel pain and you may not be able to die, but the silver eyes have weakened and drained your strength. A symbol sparked to life as it hovered over her palm. The Grim ripped off the chest plate of his armor and exposed his chest. But I know above all else, you fear shame. She placed the symbol on his chest and her hand glowed red. Suffer me now!
That was definitely not in there.
No, but it's basically what's happening. Blah, blah,
I
blah.
didn't say you were wrong.
The symbol burned itself into his chest. Blah, blah, blah. He felt different from before. What have you done to me? I've sealed your powers away and locked them deep inside you so you can never retrieve them. I have done the one thing above all else. I have made you human. Do not be alarmed, beloved. You're still a being of darkness. I've merely sealed your powers into a broken form. In a sense, you're just as powerless as the humans you were created to destroy, but cursed with never-ending life. Death will never claim you, and the Grim will never obey you. You are damned. She said as the man looked at his hands as red marks glowed on his skin, his armor breaking and falling away, leaving him only in pants, with a long cloak that spilt all over the floor. He looked down at his hands as the marks finally subsided and he could no longer feel the dark powers coursing through him. He looked at the Grim as they snarled and growled at him as if he was a stranger. He growled as he looked up at the woman who merely smirked at the man's form. This curse will not last forever. I will be free of it, and I will have my vengeance upon you, wretch. Mark my words, he said as she nodded. Of that I have no doubt, but the curse I have placed on you is a special one, a curse that binds your powers to fate. If you relinquish the rest of your powers to me, I will let you live as my servant and retain your form while simply being a mindless beast. But if you give your powers to, say, someone else, say a human, for example, then you will perish at a cost. But for that to work, you would need to find a human that's so desperate and willing to embrace darkness for a truly selfish reason that he would forever forsake the light of mankind and become nothing more than a vampire. So, there's vampires in this story now.
Yes.
That was terrible. Let's find something new.
We're not done yet. But I know you. You will never give your powers to a human. Unless it was for a truly selfish reason, but your pride will never allow it. You will walk this world forever, unable to die. I choose death! He runs to the window and smashes through the glass and plummets to the earth. Leave him.
Story's over. Hooray!
Leave him. He is no threat to us. He will come to his senses eventually and serve me. Besides, what human would ever be so desperate to embrace the darkness? Lady, look, humans are a very diverse cast of extreme idiots. There'll be someone.
I find it funny. What human in a world where there are physical manifestations of their dark emotions would ever give in to darkness? I don't think you're very self-aware of your position, ma'am.
What human would ever give in to the darkness? I say, as a human who had given in to the darkness.
She probably started out as human.
I mean, no, that's literally what this that's what this fanon is in this story, is that she was a human who embraced Alucard. Sorry, I mean, the King of Darkness, and became the Queen.
He's not wrong.
Of Darkness.
Good. No human would ever accept darkness. Have you looked in a mirror, sweetheart?
Have you literally even thought about yourself? Anyway,
No human would accept darkness. Also destroy all the mirrors in the castle.
1,000 years later, blah blah blah, wandering through the Emerald Forest, blah blah blah. People beg me for my power. Fuck those people. I didn't create this power for backstabbing people such as these. They are backstabbing and selfish and cowardice. But then again, I should have expected it when I chose my queen. A fool's choice on my part, I suppose. Now even my own creatures heed their will. Blah 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 blah. Musings that really he should have had 1,000 years ago. A long black pistol. Oh, great. Okay, so yeah, he's just straight up ripping off of Helsing Unbridged. He's got a long black and a long silver pistol with inscriptions on them. Okay. He is straight up saying his King of Darkness OC is Alucard.
Great. That's just good.
Anyway, blah
My
blah
depression
blah.
knows no limits.
Why are there Grimm in the Emerald Forest? Grimm don't normally come this close to the kingdoms. Something is wrong.
Oh, they've changed the bobblehead. They've put a watch on the screen, and the bobblehead is under a blanket.
Wait. Okay. What the hell, Bethesda? What is even happening anymore?
What are they doing?
Bethesda, why?
Is Bethesda telling us to go? Oh, what?
Oh,
There's a hand.
okay. The hand's taking the watch. It looks like that was not intentional.
Is Bethesda telling us to go the fuck to sleep?
Why do you keep saying
What the-
Bethesda?
Well, because Bethesda has this stream going right now. Oh, the watch has time on it now.
No, I know they have a stream going. I'm asking Atin why he keeps pronouncing the TH as an F instead.
Oh, Bethesda. I see.
Because that's the way I've always heard it pronounced. Oh my god, they're literally telling us to go to sleep.
Since
Oh.
when?
Oh my god,
Eat
Bethesda.
a bag of dicks.
What did
Actually die, you pieces of shit.
What did they do?
They
Oh, dear Christ,
they
what did they
tweeted
do?
out a please stand by tweet, and then they started up a Twitch stream, and that now they put the bobblehead, they put the Fallout bobblehead to sleep, and put a watch on the next to him like it was an alarm, and they turned off the lights. So they're telling everyone to go to sleep.
Are they fucking idiots?
Fucking pieces of trash. Yes, they're trying. Dude, look, they try some sort of retarded PR stunt like every other year. And I do mean literally mentally challenged PR stunt.
Like, guys, all this is going to do is make people angry.
Anyway, blah blah blah, he's sniffing the air. The city was at war, but how? There was corpses everywhere, blah blah blah. The blood, reacting as if it was alive, was instantly absorbed into the man. Oh, so he just eats blood by being near it. Okay, so yeah, he's just straight up fucking... yellow hair, strike down student. You saw a girl in red hair killing another student that was mechanical. He saw Faunus brandishing masks as they released Girl in the City. Oh, okay, so he sees Yang punching Mercury. He sees Pyrrha killing Penny. He sees the White Fang unleashing the Grim on the city. And he saw the last memories of the person he was absorbing as the Grim overran him. I see, this is no doubt her doing, blah blah blah. She awakened my pet, no doubt through manipulation. I applaud her ingenuity. This whole thing is appalling. The Grim are pure, destruction and chaos. To deceive and manipulate your enemy is cowardice. That is not what my father made them. Anyway, blah blah blah. Could this child be the one? He looked at a child. Blah blah blah. Vale City, blah blah blah. Weiss, you have to stop her. Pyrrha, she's going after that woman. She doesn't stand a chance. John, what are you talking about? Where are you? Don't worry about me. Save Pyrrha. We will. Are you okay? Please, save Pyrrha. He curled up into a ball of pain and panic. Yes, that's what John did during the invasion. He just curled up into a ball in a corner.
That checks out.
She'll be alright. Weiss and Ruby will save her. They'll save her, and then everything will be alright. They'll save her. They'll save her. They'll totally save her. They won't make it. Your friends will not make it. What? Who are you? I am of no importance. However, I offer you the ability to save your friend. I don't know who the hell you are, but you don't know my friends. They'll totally save Hero. No, they won't. Stop it. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I won't listen to you. I don't. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. I wish I was joking. This is actual dialogue.
Alright, so it is. I'm gonna find a bridge and throw myself off now.
He stabbed the guy through the heart. Oh god, I didn't mean to kill you. What? How are you still alive? What are you? I'm more than human.
Oh god! I accidentally stabbed him in the heart! Oh, what have I done?
I'm more than human, better than human. I am the ultimate life form.
Calm down, Shadow.
Relax, I'm not going to hurt you. In fact, I could help you. Take my powers, human, and save your girlfriend.
This is just so ridiculous.
So, Max, this is how I imagine Jean is, just accidentally stabbing someone.
Do I want to know?
What did you send me? Okay.
Anyway, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. I am the king of the grim. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Kill the queen, then you can do what you want. Kill the queen, take my powers, kill the queen, wipe away the debt. Blah blah blah, save your girlfriend, kill the queen, take over the grim, wipe away the debt. Blah blah blah, I accept. Drink my blood, this power will be yours. Why would you give me your powers? Because I would rather hand over my powers to someone who deserves to win. I see in you the true aspects of a warrior your kind forgot. He says...
He's cowering in a little ball!
Jesus Christ.
Like, literally, all you had to do for this was have him get gut stabbed by Cinder. And this scene works. Even if it does feel like a Bleach ripoff, it makes more sense than you were cowering in a ball and crying like a wee little bitch when I found. That's like a space marine coming across a guardsman pissing himself and saying, "You're fit to be an aspirant."
Anyway, blah blah blah, I've found my bloody vengeance. Fuck you, Salem. Ha 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 ha. All hail the new king of darkness. And then he was the new king of darkness. Blah blah blah, Pyrrha's about to die, blah blah blah. And then suddenly John shows up. What's going on? Why is the sky red? Where has the sun gone? Blah blah, no, it's impossible, he couldn't have. Mistress, do you know what's going on? He found a successor! The king found a successor! Oh no! The power settled on him. He was now super ripped and deathly pale. Blah blah blah. He evaporates. Blah blah blah. The swarm of bats flew towards the tower and then turned into a human again. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. John. Blah blah blah. He kills Cinder. Blah blah blah. Everyone was afraid of him. Oh, and then Peter was like, John, what have you done?
You want to try that again?
Not really.
Good.
Alright, let's get some normal trash in here. Some Harry Potter trash.
Normal trash, you say?
Strange Life of Harry Potter, man. Metro 23 Wormcross, maybe? No, let's go with this one. Fate Stay Night Wormcross. As always, these links are down below. Filling out a choose your own adventure worksheet and waking up and becoming a servant in the Wormverse, no less. At least it can't be worse than canon. I feel sorry for my master because Worm is suffering. That's the summary to this story.
So it's a terrible story. The end.
Blah blah blah, I'm a lame ass bitch, I don't know how to write stories, blah blah blah. My self-insert OC is going to be Child Gilgamesh from Fate Grand Order. I haven't seen any of the actual content with him in it, and I'm pretty sure that some of it isn't correct. Blah blah blah, this is going to be FGO Gilgamesh child form. I spin my chair round and round and turn on my laptop, logging in, blah blah blah, CYOA, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, going through the CYOAs. They're always trash. Like, I've actually seen the CYOA forms before, and it's just like, how munchkin do you want to be? It's like, pretty munchkin? Oh, well, then you win! Yay! You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Anyway, blah blah blah, gamer, blah blah blah, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not decisive enough to pull a servant out of my ass, so I'll just go with the mildly familiar ones. I'll go with Gilgamesh Child, blah blah blah, not too overpowered. No Ia. Powers lesser. I choose Apprentice System in Thaumatology because I might as well go all out. Since I'm going to be with a servant, I might as well get Magecraft, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Servants are pretty overpowered, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Blah blah, completely pointless exposition of this story that tell us pretty much nothing besides the author is describing his process of making a shitty OC. As I close my eyes, I see golden light. There's a woman walking, blah blah blah. She walked towards an outer edge. This just won't do. She plucked a thing and blah blah blah. I hope this will bring things in your favor. Alright, so the Weaver of Fates, blah blah blah. Yep, Fluttering open my eyes, I regain consciousness. I notice I'm standing up. I don't know where I am. I'm looking around. I'm in front of a school. Why am I in a school? Now, I didn't recognize this school, but I see people like dressed like a janitor. Oh my god, I'm in a school. It's past school hours. I hope I can turn invisible.
It's a very specific thing to wish for.
I mean, I've wanted to be invisible at school all the time, just not after hours.
Yeah, like what is that? What is that chain of logic? Oh no, I'm in a school after hours. I better turn invisible. What the fuck are they? Do they shoot kids in Chicago if they're found after school? I mean, like,
I don't think they do.
it's like if you're found in, like, I remember in my high school, if you were found, in after school hours, they would ask you, "What are you doing here?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm hanging out with my friends." Oh, okay, go on. They didn't care. No one fucking cares.
As long as you weren't obviously planning to burn the place to the ground.
As long as you weren't, gas can in hand and a lighter in the other, It just. Oh no! I'll be arrested for breaking into the school. What kind of school do you go to, OP? Anyway, the janitor walks right through me. The janitor goes towards a locker. A young girl with glasses fall out. Blah blah. I stare at my ghostly form and I wait and follow the paramedics. And I find out I can walk through buildings. I'm invisible and intangible. Yay, ghost me. I sigh as I jump into the ambulance and find it glad I have the same inertia though.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, if you're intangible,
It's Kitty Pryde levels of intangibility.
Yes. I speed walk, blah blah blah. I reach the door the girl was at. I look through the window. Oh my god, I'm Child Gilgamesh. Oh my god, this is Worm. Oh my god, did I seriously get random omnipotent beings? So ROB is a common stupid ass trope in Worm. I mean other things as well, but I guess you could say it sort of got popularized in the fanfiction community with Worm. Because, I mean, it was sort of a thing in other sections, but it wasn't really overly used. But Worm, like, for whatever frickin' reason, latched onto it. So ROB stands for Random Omnipotent Being, and it's basically the author saying, hey guys, I couldn't figure out a reason as to why X thing happens, so I'm just gonna do some hand-wavium, tell you guys a random omnipotent being did it, and then we're all gonna move on. Because I'm incapable of telling a story.
Everything checks out.
Yeah. I will say, I have never seen a single story who used Rob as an excuse, who even got past the Leviathan arc.
Honestly, I'm surprised they even make it to the Leviathan arc.
Well, I use Leviathan because I know for certain no one's made it past Leviathan.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, they usually die pretty quick because turns out the author has no ability to write. That's always a big surprise to everyone.
I mean, there's a time and a place for using a random nonsense power to let people in, to just put people into your world. I mean, Max and I did it. Oh, how did you guys get to Remnant? Fuck you, a portal dumped us here.
Yeah, but your story
There's
isn't
a
meant
time
to
and
be
a
taken
place for that.
seriously.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but like I said, there's a time and a place for that. And here's the thing: if the author had just been like, here's the thing, I would be less annoyed if the author was just like, hey, what if I was just here, huh? I'd be like, fine, I think you're dumb, but I myself have used the same trope.
Yeah. Yeah. I have people leaving reviews asking me to kill off Jasmine.
Who,
Oh,
is Jasmine the
dear.
OC?
Jasmine's one of the OCs, yeah.
Why are they asking you to kill her?
Because they just don't like her.
See, I'm like half tempted to read your story, but like, I don't care enough about you to read your story.
Thanks, Adam.
It's not like you care enough to read ours.
Well, no, I don't, because I deal with you every single fucking day, so I can easily imagine exactly how a fucking you guys being transported into Ruby would go.
Lots and lots and lots of sarcasm. The end.
And death. Lots of sarcasmic death.
Well, death is implied because we're like, nah, we're just two schmucks.
Chrysanthemum has left a message on your video. Aang was a better protagonist. Why, Chrysanthemum? Why do you do these things?
Conversation?
What is that contributing?
No, she left a message on my Dota video.
What? When were we talking about Aang?
No, we weren't talking about Aang. The chat was talking about Aang and Legend of Korra, which Chrysanthemum is now responding to. Instead of watching the live stream, she's watching the Dota video. Damn it, Chrysanthemum. Put the blame on us. I will put the blame on you, sir!
The blame fully rests on your shoulders.
Anyway, so this is going to be the next fanfiction in our queue. This is called Imagine Magic Sakurai.
What if I don't wanna?
I mean, you can always die.
I've been praying for that option for years. The Lord has not yet seen fit to answer my prayers.
So this is a Naruto Sakurai cross. This is continuing from where we left, with the darling sucking psychos and his little band are off to Shinto Tito to spread their collective wings upon fresh currents of a new area. While this goes without a plan, Menma quickly finds a place, holds many secrets, and many people are willing to make his playthings. One could almost feel bad for the poor fools. Stop. If you haven't already read this, go back and read Imagine Magic Menma. If you don't, you'll be super lost.
I mean, at least they tell us, but no, I'm not gonna read your other shit story, author.
Also, this will not be your typical happy-go-fucking-lucky Sakurai crossover. Be prepared to have your emotions raped.
Do not touch my emotions, please.
I'm immediately less interested because the author's an idiot.
Featuring in this fic will be character death, mind control, mind rape, and manipulation of people and cuckolding. If you're squeamish about such subjects, please leave. I will not be pleased to hear you complaining about this after reading it. I will go Buffalo Bill on your ass.
Buffalo Bill was a bitch. What is he doing, Max?
Lots of typing.
That's never a good sign.
Oh, he's just... God damn it, he just posted a shit. He posted a bad review again.
Sneaky, we are trying to preserve the integrity of our show.
Preserve.
You do not make that an easy
integrity.
task.
Yes, Sean, apparently that is what's going to be occurring.
Sorry, what's going to be occurring? Oh. Oh, God. I wish I hadn't looked at the Twitch chat to see what Sean said now.
A beautifully
Why would you read the
polished
Twitch
black
chat?
stretch Hummer was making its way across one of the few long bridges connecting Quito to the rest of the country. Driving the vehicle was a middle-aged man with short black hair and a well-kept beard around his chin. His eyes were covered by a pair of sunglasses, and he wore a simple but stylish black uniform. That was being a jacket with slacks and dress shoes. In the back, where all the important characters were currently seated, was a collection of individuals. The oldest of the bunch was a man with long, spiky black hair with coal black eyes. You have no idea how old I am. And in truth, there probably wasn't a person, angel or demon alike, who could truly guess how old Madarauchi was. I mean, no. I'm pretty sure we do actually have a definitive age for Madarauchi Uchiha.
I believe his age was somewhere between dirt and the beginning of the universe.
I mean, he's only as old as Hiroshima.
Hashirama.
Hiroshima.
That is a completely different thing, and you know it.
Max, you should know there's no point in trying to get him to be sensible.
All right. Well, let's actually hop on over to some Tuesday stories.
We have it. We have some left.
Occupation Necromancer and Relics of the Past. Alright, so this was the time skip. This is the last chapter we said we would read. Alright, so blah blah blah, they're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. Hey Dudley, let's go outside. Normally they would play again. But instead they're going outside, I guess. And blah blah blah, thinking about Dudley, our own fruits and vegetables.
I still want to understand why they have the freaking Chaos Star.
Because, blah 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 blah, we're going to be experimenting on the fruits and vegetables. Alright, what season supplies do we have? Blah blah blah. If all else fails, they can have Lotus freeze a section of the lawn to cool it off.
Not how that works, Harry. You know what that'll do to your lawn? That'll kill the grass.
Mom did love the anti-nosy neighbor wards on the fences. That would cover any ice sculptures they needed to cool off with. We have shovels and blah 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 blah. We also have a bunch of Lotus leavings. But it's dead. Like, what does an undead dragon shit out? Calcium D?
So it would seem.
Anyway, blah blah. Undead dragon shits goblins. Butt bones. Thanks, guys.
What?
I appreciate your input. Anyway, blah blah. What's the experiment? Inside the box, there was a six-sided block with Harry's runes carved on them. And they chose to keep their codex secret from each other. It allowed for more surprises. Blah blah blah. It was a wooden block. Blah blah blah. 54. Wait, what the fuck? The max a wood block could take was around +9 per side, which meant each block enhanced their affect. Affect?
Hey, at least they didn't say defect.
Well, they are defective.
Haha, zing!
With 10 blocks, that was a +540 effect. Without knowledge of what the effect does, the numbers, however, were meaningless. They placed the wood blocks around what they wanted to produce. In the spot Dudley grass was growing to his eyes, they grabbed a wheelbarrow. It was full of the dung, name tags in the dung, Fluffy, Agatha, Amy, Chrissy, and Max, and that explained why the cat lady kept putting up missing flyers. A good thing, the cat population needed some control.
That's not cool, author.
Using the shovels, they covered the blocks and used them as a border. Once the black ick that was Lotus's leavings was even, they poked holes with gloved hands and dropped in seeds, and whenever they turned his head to look at Lotus, she would turn away. She knew they knew. It wasn't like it mattered. What point of view is this even from? It only took a few hours. They changed their clothes and immediately put them into the washer. Turning it, they made their way out. Lemonade, even with Lotus glaring at him from the chandelier. Glaring at who? Which him?
For all we know, she's glaring at Vernon.
He admired her for a second. She pretended not to preen. She was 5 feet long, and she was still light enough for Harry to carry her on his back. The belt and shoes that raised strength might have helped. The real miracle was the chandelier. They had a theory the ornament was somehow now magical, maybe even enchanted by Lotus. The fact that the dragon weighed over 75 kilos wasn't lost on them.
How big is this thing? Also 75 pounds. That's, a bit much.
No. 75 kilos is 165 pounds.
Okay, so it's a lot much.
That's dumb. You're dumb, author. They were watching the yard. Harry, what was this experiment supposed to do? Dudley, we finished the charms on the fence, the ones designed to keep neighbors. Yeah, we did that. Bright red tomatoes were already starting to grow from the plants. They were giant and bright red, and the corn shot up as tall as a tree. Equally yards yellow we're going full James the Giant Peach and Honey, I enlarged the fruit? Really? That's what we're doing here? Honey, I enlarged the fruit?
So it would seem. It's better than Honey, I created a necromantic baby dragon. Now there would have been a children's story.
Anyway, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Peppers grew in a massive bush. The plants continued to grow and never stopped moving. Blah blah blah. This was a success. They quickly ran out there and tried to harvest the food, but now the plants were trying to eat them.
Boy, I wonder how long it'll take the neighbors to notice the piranha plants eating their fence.
Indeed. Blah blah blah. Dudley glowered at Harry when the plants handed him their precious fruits. Oh yeah, the plants handed Harry the fruit. Okay, so apparently the plants also gained intelligence. There was an intelligence enchantment in there somehow or something.
Look, Sneaky, they just cast. Clearly, they have a druid and they cast sentience on the plants.
Oh,
There's no reason to be a dick about it.
He noticed a glow green from Harry's hand. A green glow, sorry. A common cantrip from Oblivion. Of course, he could just easily force the plants into a blind rage. As such, Dudley grabbed hold of the tomato's vine and applied the cantrip. The formerly flashing plant now let him pick the tomatoes. Blah 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 blah. They're harvesting a bunch of shit tons of food.
I want there to be some caveat. Food accelerated with magic tastes terrible.
Probably.
That would be great.
Once they had the baskets full of produce, they walked into the house. When they entered the house, Dudley looked back to the plants. They had withered away to dust. The ground no longer held the black, healthy-looking look of fertile soil. There's always a price for advancement. When we grew the plants faster, enhanced their product, we shortened their lifespan. They took all the nutrients and placed them in their produce. When we picked them, they tried to replace what was lost. There was no more nutrients, and so they died. Every time we watch Miss America, she always says she wants to end world hunger, so I thought, why not try that? This is the result.
Why are they watching Miss America? Has their father secretly become Donald Trump?
Yes. This is the result. They watched the wind
Sneaky,
blow
here's
and
a
the
new
soil was
shitpost for
carried.
you. Harry Potter and the Tower of Trump.
Indeed. The potential creation of another Dust Bowl. They sigh. I wouldn't say that. A bit more tweaking, you might have a viable solution, his dad said. Blah blah blah. This would make a good chili. Blah blah blah. Ooh, speaking of chili, I do have a can of chili I could eat.
Canned chili, what is wrong with you?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark!
Do you not have a crock pot?
No.
Given that you're on a tight budget, you should actually invest in a crock pot. You can make some very tasty soup, and you can keep soup going for a long time.
I mean, I could certainly do that, or I could just continue to keep buying single-serving soups by the can of $1 each.
I weep for you, child.
Look, mate, I don't have the money right now to invest in anything.
So fucking go fucking knock over a couple dorm rooms at Champlain. You know how bad the security on those buildings is.
I know. At 10, he was known throughout his class. Harry Potter had a gambling problem.
For the record, folks, I am not actually encouraging Sneaky to commit a misdemeanor. That was a shared joke about how terrible the security on our dorm buildings was.
Definitely worth the investment. I know crock pots can make good chili. I lived in New Jersey. Every family had a chili recipe. I am aware.
All of
However,
them were shit.
Fuck you! However, I, at this time, do not have the money to be spending on things that take up space and lots of money. Because I don't know if I'll be able to keep half the shit I currently have in the apartment. Unless I get another job. At which point, if I do get a job, I will certainly be investing in a crock pot. However, with the potential to be needing to, drive all the way to wherever refuge my extended family gives me, I'll only be able to take what I can fit in my car, and I couldn't fit most of my stuff in my car initially. So, adding a crock pot to that. I don't think I know anyone in Jersey who has a chili recipe. Well, you clearly know people in North Jersey, because South Jersey is where it's at, my dude.
If by "at" you mean the mugging statistics, then yes, that's where it's at.
Fuck you.
Notice, folks, he didn't say I was wrong.
Anyway, Harry Potter gambled a lot, blah blah blah. He never gambled himself. He facilitated the gambling for everyone else. on Yu-Gi-Oh,
What the
sports,
fuck does that mean?
Duel Masters. He shivered. He was the man who
Wait,
handled
didn't
everyone's
he
money.
already say Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes.
So then
Yes.
Wait, what the fuck is Duel?
Yes.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, are we playing old school Magic here? You gotta ante up.
Yeah, basically. Over time, he began to amass a fortune with a few charms to keep out the unworthy. He facilitated
The
the
unworthy
gambling.
is Harry Potter gatekeeping gambling addictions now.
Yes. He wasn't doing it
And
maliciously.
that is now something I've
When
seen.
it looked like someone's luck would change, he always warned them. Harry warned them of the cliff. It wasn't his fault they ran off every time at full speed. It was because of his problem he sought information on gambling casinos. He wanted to find a way to use his necromancy to run a gambling casino.
What? Dude, just go to Vegas and make the most awesome underworld-themed casino ever.
Indeed. What he found was disturbing. Strip clubs, casinos, and loan sharks seemed to all go hand in hand. The three didn't congregate often, but when they did, it was a force of financial supremacy. Nothing said that, and there was no evidence to back up his hypotheses.
I would like to point out that in pretty much every civilized nation, loan sharking has been illegal for at least 100 years.
Doesn't stop it from happening.
I mean, it stopped it from happening in Chicago.
Oh, well, it still happens. Like, everywhere.
Of course it still happens in Jersey. You people still have the mob as a respectable profession.
I will have you know, that is a true statement.
I'm aware it's a true statement.
Anyway, blah blah blah. Every other site had a paywall. What site's he going to about strip clubs and casinos?
I mean, the strip club ones probably would have a paywall.
I mean, yeah. His family drilled into his head at an early age he needed to become a productive member of society, so clearly undead
So
workers...
he's going to start a gambling den.
Yes. And so clearly undead workers would be the best form of assembly line. Only machines did it better. Magic skeletons might have had their uses in the field, but the common zombie did not. If he was to be successful, he needed to use for every necromancy skill in the playbook. So if he was hired to supply fodder for a war, he would do it. Zombies were good for soaking up bullets.
And how has the Magic Council not come screaming out of his fireplace yet?
Because he hasn't done any of this yet.
Sneaky, he made a necro dragon.
I'm aware. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. His dragon thankfully killed a shit ton of cats, but he wasn't being paid for this, so that made him angry. He had made a bet with Uncle Vernon, blah blah blah. Instance, Uncle Vernon bet Dudley he couldn't make a belt that allowed him to lift 250. 250 kilos? I think it's like... That's like 900 pounds!
That makes the Gauntlet of Ogre Strength look like nothing.
Jesus Christ, fucking thanks, man. If Dudley succeeded at making a belt that would let him lift 900 pounds, then the Uncle Vernon would take him to get 5 new packs of magic cards.
5 packs of magic cards? Dudley, you're selling yourself short, my man.
Blah blah blah. Eventually, he made a chain belt with enhanced strength. Blah blah blah. They were only a single line, easy to scratch onto things. Long story short, the Uncle Vernon now does the lawn instead of Dudley, and Dudley has 5 new packs of cards. He had given Harry the same bet, only this time he had a week to fire at the same time 2 spells out of one hand. This time the bet was 7 packs of cards or a summer's worth of lawn work. Hey son, multicast! Only the most If you multicast, you won't have to mow the lawn anymore, and I'll give you 7 packs of cards. Multicasting, one of the rarest and most ridiculous skills in all of Magic everywhere. Yeah, that's worth 7 packs of cards.
Like, come on, Dudley.
This is for Harry.
Oh, you're right. That's Harry. Regardless, come on.
They are currently 9, I believe. My audience. They are 9 years old, as far as I know.
I mean, look, 9-year-old me also wanted to run a gambling casino, but I stopped
What
when I
the
realized
fuck
how
was
much
wrong
money it
with
costs.
9-year-old you?
Look, man, that is a completely legitimate profession for a 9-year-old. Do not insult that.
It is not, and you know it, sir.
I wouldn't. I also
It's
wanted
a
to run a gambling
fabulous
casino.
idea, though.
Anyway, blah 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 blah. That's why he was pointing his hand at the puppet. Blah blah blah. Pink frilly suit that he found dirt cheap. Oh wow, he already wants to get ready ahead of... Sorry, I'm not gonna tell that joke.
Oh, go ahead.
So he already wants to get ahead on the wife beating?
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
My master, what spells will you use to punish me today?
What?
It was their training puppet. The puppet was a 7-foot-tall, magical resistant jester. The creature shouts in a high-pitched voice. That one was courtesy of Dudley. He loved high-pitched voiced characters for some reason. Oh, the dummy opened his suit. Please, master, I need to be hurt. Dudley had the idea the dummy would be more amiable if he received pleasure from his pain, and for the most part he was correct. The creature enjoyed pain like no other. Harry sighed. It's lucky for you I need to practice my battle spells. The creature cackled with glee. It disturbed Harry greatly. Chains jingled around the creature. They were covered in preservation runes. This rune was a simple circle, meaning whole. Most of the runes only need a single line. He pointed his hand at the creature. Energy built up. Necro flames. Blah blah. Necro flames! Jesus Christ, my dude! Fucking necro flames. Fuck necro flames. That knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, Sneaky. I think Necrophanes was perfectly balanced.
So fucking broken. Everything they touched were covered in ice. It was only this year that his new spell became active. Became active? What?
Look, Sneaky, no matter how unbalanced Necroflame was, it was not as unbalanced as patch 1.0 Blood Knights.
Fair enough. Necro Shock. Necro Shock was a close-range taser spell that stole the life of its target. Harry focused on the spell only for the other one to fizzle out. I'm growing impatient, master. The anticipation of pain is getting unbearable. The dummy said. Harry blasted it with a beam of blue flames. The dummy screeched in pleasure before it collapsed. The front half of the dummy was covered in ice. It melted quickly and he stood back up. That was lovely, master. More. Harry continued to lob spells with either hand. After a few hours, he got the handle on firing his spells at the same time with both hands. On firing his spells at the same time from both hands. Okay, so he's dual wielding spells now.
I would say he's dual casting, not multicasting.
Yeah. That night, he turned in with a slightly better handle on his magic. The bet was still on, he wouldn't lose. Vernon point of view. He and the boy walked through Walmart. His nephew had a smug look on his face.
Did they have Walmart in the UK at this point?
I mean, guess, maybe. Vernon looked through the window. The boy held his hand out. A blue orb.
So probably not.
Oh boy, he's multicasting. The boy held his hand out. A blue orb of blue fire rotated around a sparking red ball of electricity. He's turning into the Invoker.
Ow.
The dummy
Please,
turned brown
please don't
and
let this
crumbled to
turn into-
dust.
I would really rather not see Harry Potter become Invoker, although I would be kind of interested to read, like, Invoker goes to the Harry Potter universe and just starts mocking all of them.
Quite loud.
Just sneaky, fucking cold snaps Voldemort. Go on, cast Avada Kedavra. Avada Bam! Avada Bam!
Hey, Birdie. You're just in time for absolute garbage. Anyway, so blah blah blah. Vernon grabs 2 more packs for Harry. What are those for, Uncle? Oh, well, I didn't realize I would be giving you such a hard task, Harry. Have 2 more packs as a reward.
Listen, unless that pack has a Black Lotus, it is not worth multicasting.
Lotus curled around Harry. They were watching cartoons. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. It's cartoons. Was it a disease? Why? Oh, okay, so they're talking about the cartoon. 2 flightless dragons were fighting each other. When the one partnered with the human was losing, it changed. For her eyes, its flesh vanished and it became a bastardized version of itself. Only that wasn't right. The dragon actually went rabid. That was the only way she could describe it. Are you watching fucking Pokemon?
I don't remember an episode of Pokemon like that.
Wait a minute. Was it a disease? Her hissing. He scratched the ridge around her horns. That's where her scales were softest and the itchiest. She shook quietly. No. Ty tried to force him beyond his limits. His dragon wasn't ready, so they both paid for it. It's the show trying to teach kids to not be greedy. Since her beginning of her existence, she had never felt out of control. No matter how strong her inner cold grew, she knew her limits. That's why she was driven to eat more and grow stronger. Blah blah blah. You know, someday we'll ride in the battle together. Armies will battle beneath us and we will kill them all. It will be glorious. She was also his companion in some way. She was his soulmate. They were skeletal dragon and necromancer. Lotus knew in her bones her purpose. She would protect her weak human and destroy his enemies. Someday our enemies will cower beneath my wings. Blood for the blood god.
Cower beneath my legs, eh?
I love the word bastardized. Yes, well. Yeah. Thank you for the reviews. Lotus is like a golem from the Jews. When I came up with her, I didn't plan for her to be a character, but she quickly became one. Harry can now cast multiple spells in each hand. I didn't plan for this. This is honestly way too overpowering for him.
So don't give it to him.
Look, I mean, our Dark Souls story, Max can back me up on this. Our Dark Souls story was mostly unplanned. However, most of that unplanningness was just, oh, what are the characters going to do now? Not, hey, should we completely let what their power scaling is be up to complete chance in a dice roll? No, we did not do that. We're not dumb. I mean, we still ended up abandoning the story, basically, but we're not dumb.
Yeah.
I don't think being here for the whole story would help me understand this any better. Honestly, it wouldn't. The TLDR is the author, for some reason, decided to jump the timeline 10 years into the future, have Harry and Dudley play Diablo 2, and then because they played Diablo 2, they turned into a paladin and a necromancer.
Also, Dudley's magic now.
Also, Warhammer is involved. Somehow.
Well, we don't know that.
Okay, well, he chose the chaos symbol.
He could just be retarded and not know what it is.
I mean, this is true. Alright, so let's go with Relics of the Past. So this is Chapter 2 of Relics of the Past. We previously had covered this story last Friday. And this is the dumb story in which the ramen chef convinces a 4-year-old Naruto to wander off with a 12-year-old boy who he just met to live with.
Oh, yeah.
Because his parents
that
only
one.
fed him vegetables because they were vegans. Kakashi Itake lands silently in the tree outside of Naruto's bedroom window in the early hours of the morning. It is Kakashi's habit to check on Naruto as often as he can. Even if he is pressed for time, he will stop by to make sure Naruto is alright. He isn't sure how to approach the kid or even talk to him like Lord Thord is always telling him to. Kakashi contents himself with watching from the shadows. But today, something's wrong. Naruto's not in his bed. Naruto is not downstairs. Or the bathroom. Or the garden. Seriously, where is Naruto?
Kakashi has a stalking problem.
Yes. Alright, lads. Yeah, good boy, Sean. Where is his backpack and his Gambunta toy? Shit, but it's all bleeped out because freaking authorial retardation. And I do mean that in the mentally damaged form. Kakashi doesn't know where to start looking as he goes straight to the Hokage. It's 5 in the morning. What kind of kid disappears overnight? Lord Hokage. Kakashi.
A kid that wants to run away. Like, what?
Yeah. Kakashi doesn't know where to start looking, so he goes straight to the Hokage. It's 5 in the morning. What? Blah, 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 Lord Hokage is sleeping. Mouth hanging wide open. Snores. Lord Hokage pokes the Lord Third in the face. Lord Third wakes up. What is it, Kakashi? Naruto's not at his house. Maybe he's out playing. It's 5 in the morning. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation. Says the Third, going over to his crystal ball. He activates it and looks at the crystal ball. Naruto is sleeping on a futon, blah blah blah, sleeping on top of Aruka. Who's that boy? That's Aruka. You mean he's yup? Kakashi, not sure what to do, decides to abuse his status as Anbu captain and look up Aruka. Kakashi doesn't learn much about Aruka. Blah 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 blah. Well, shit! Again, bleeped because the author has issues with either putting words in or cursing. So, I'll tell you, author, what I tell everyone else that does this once more. Don't do it!
Curse or don't?
Yes, indeed. Halfway bullshit. Why does the narrator keep going in and out of the character thoughts like that? Because the author doesn't know how to write a story. They don't know how to keep point of view in check. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm perfect at it either, but I run it through a beta. I run it through like 3 different betas and a spell checker and a grammar checker, like twice. So, I mean, at least most of my stuff is usually kept in the same point of view properly. Unless, there's like 7 people in this factory line that is my chapter, that all fucked up. So, anyway, Aruka's from Whirlpool Village. Because reasons. Why not? Blah blah blah. Oh yeah, that's right. He has an orphan. Blah blah blah. It's tired. I'm tired. It's morning. Can I get to the park? This story is so fucking boring. Sure, you can go to the park. Okay, okay. Blah 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 blah. Academy. Blah blah blah. Okay, I said I could go next year, blah blah blah. I adopted a kid. What kid? A kid I found unattended and decided to keep. What kid? Naruto Uzumaki. You better take care of him. Yes, sensei. Yeah, that's how that conversation would go.
Yeah, that's not how that should go.
Naruto was on a swing. A little girl with black hair. Do you want to play with me? My name's Hinata. What's yours? My name's Naruto. Alright, tag, you're it. She runs away laughing.
I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have been allowed in the park.
Well, I mean, even if she was allowed in the park, she would have a minder. And even if she was allowed in the park and had a minder, she
would have a
always
public minder
shy.
and then a private minder. Let's be
I
clear.
mean, not even that. She was always shy. Like, we have
Yes.
scenes of young Hinata even before her mother died. Or did her mother die giving birth to Hanabi? I don't think she did. I think it was just something else. Anyway, point being, young Nada was always shy. At no point in time was she an outgoing young girl. I'm just gonna take this kid, he's mine now. Yeah, pretty much. Hiyashi walked from the shadows as his eldest daughter ran around like a crazy thing, while the fourth boy tried to desperately even catch up with her. Ironic, really, that the son of the man famed for his speed would be slow and clumsy. Oh, he was going to be the envy.
Oh, you mean this 6-year-old is so clumsy and slow? How dare he not be a master of teleportation at the age of 6?
He was going to be the envy of every power-hungry clan head for miles. His daughter was friends with the Jinchuriki. Hiyashi tried not to giggle. Fugaku would never let him hear the end of that. How out of character can we make literally everyone?
Probably about as off key as that singing was just now.
Oh, pretty much.
I mean, it was better than mine. Of course, I'm horribly off key, so.
I don't have any depth perception or tone perception.
So
Tone perception, eh?
you don't. So you're lacking depth perception, and you are also tone deaf. I feel so bad for you.
I mean,
Like,
Max,
life just
once
took
again,
a shit
speaking-
on you.
the same problem.
Indeed. Anyway, blah 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 blah. Fugaku was too busy to tease Hiyashi because Fugaku was planning to do a coup. Now, what would he have for lunch? He should make a
Boy!
sandwich.
That escalated.
Anyway, back to planning the coup to destroy the village. Swings around in his swivel chair. Oh boy, it's Sasuke. Hey Sasuke, Mommy says lunch is ready. Looks like contemplating the morals of having a coup d'etat will have to wait. He'll have to discuss it with Mikoto later. Blah blah blah. I made a friend. Her name's Hinata. Blah blah blah. Hey mister, you alright? You don't look so good. Fine kid, Naruto's my sensei, blah blah blah. Oh hey, are you a ninja? Yep, I'm a ninja. They pick up the boys, blah 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 blah. Wow, so this is family humor. Okay, I wasn't amused at all. And I guess this is family stuff? Question mark?
Yeah, there was really no amusement for me.
Yeah. No amusement, but I mean, I guess it did play to the genre of family? Oh wow, look at the time. And that wraps
Time
it up
for us to
tonight.
give up.
Actually, it is. Alright, I will see you lads on Friday. And as always,
Lost forget.
we are live at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Fridays and Tuesdays. The archived copy of the previous week goes up on YouTube on those days as well. And if you want to catch us live, you can find us on Twitch in the descriptions or Discord, or just bookmark this or favorite us or subscribe or follow.
Set up a custom RSS feed.
There's a bunch
That's
of
an
ways.
option.
Yep, there is a bunch of ways to get that notification going. So, in conclusion, I'll see you all next time. And remember, there's always more, and it always gets worse.